Imagine shaving 6 years off your mortgage and saving almost $100,000 in interest just by making an extra payment per year. For most first-time buyers, that kind of money could mean a down payment for the next house or a huge boost to their savings. It may sound out of reach, but it's actually a lot easier than you might think. I'm going to show you exactly how it works step by step. By the way, I'm Fred. I've been in the finance industry for over a decade and have helped over 750 families with their home purchases or their refinances. In this video, you're going to learn 3 easy ways to pay off your mortgage faster by either making an extra payment per year, switching to a bi-weekly payment plan, or using a lump sum or refinance to your advantage. These aren't complicated tricks. They're strategies you can start using today to take years off your mortgage and keep more of your hard-earned money. But before we get into the strategies, let's break down why mortgages work the way that they do and how the structure of your loan could be costing you more than you realize. When you take out a 30-year mortgage, you might not realize that you could end up paying nearly as much in interest as you do on the principal of the house itself. That's because of how mortgage loans are structured, and understanding this is the first step to figuring out how to pay yours off faster. A mortgage, simply put, is just a loan to buy a house, and the house itself is the collateral. If you stop making payments, the lender can take back the property through a foreclosure. So the lender charges interest at the cost of you borrowing that money, and the longer you take to pay that back, the more interest you end up paying. Most people choose a 30-year mortgage because the monthly payments are more manageable. But here's something that a lot of first-time buyers don't realize. In the early years, most of your payment goes towards interest, not the loan balance or the principal. This is because of a process called amortization. For example, during the first year of a typical 30-year mortgage, about 80% of the payment goes towards interest, and only about 20% actually reduces the loan balance. So even though you're making payments every month, it can feel like you're barely making a dent in what you owe. Let's look at a real example. If you borrow $300,000 at a fixed rate of 7% for 30 years, your monthly payment's going to be about $2,000 per month. Over the full 30 years, you're going to pay $420,000 in interest alone, meaning that for that $300,000 house, you're paying $720,000 total if you stick to the standard schedule. That is a huge amount, and the bulk of that interest is front-loaded in the first decade of the loan. This payment structure can feel discouraging, especially when you see how slowly your principal shrinks in the early years. That's why so many homeowners get frustrated and feel trapped in a cycle of endless payments. But here's the good news, you're not locked into this timeline. Many lenders will let you make extra payments directly towards your principal without any prepayment penalties. Just double check your loan terms to be sure. Even small changes in how you pay can add up to huge savings and a much shorter mortgage. If you're looking for practical ways to get ahead and save thousands, there are some easy strategies that can make a real difference. Let's look at the first one and see how a small adjustment could cut years off your mortgage. There are 3 strategies that can help you pay off your mortgage years ahead of your schedule and save you tens of thousands of dollars in the process. The first is surprisingly simple. Make an extra payment every year. For example, for that same $300,000 mortgage that we're talking about at 7% and a $2,000 principal and interest payment, adding an extra $2,000 per year directly to your principal is going to shorten your loan from 30 years to 24. That single payment per year means that you're going to save $100,000 in interest over the life of the loan. The best part is, you don't have to come up with a lump sum all at once. Sometimes it's about finding small ways to free up cash. Take a look at your monthly spending. Pausing a streaming service that you rarely use can save you $17 per month. Over a year, that's $204, and if you find a few more small expenses to cut, you'll reach that extra payment before you know it. I mean, do you really need that Netflix subscription? If an extra payment feels out of reach, the second strategy is to switch to bi-weekly payments. Instead of paying your mortgage once a month, you split the amount in half and pay every 2 weeks. So, if your monthly mortgage payment is $2,000, you're going to split that into half and pay $1,000 every 2 weeks. This schedule results in 26 half payments, which adds up to 13 full payments instead of your normal 12. That extra payment goes straight to your principal, helping you chip away at your balance faster. But don't just do this out of the blue. Call your mortgage lender or your mortgage servicer and ask them if they will let you do it. Some of them may not, and if you just start making bi-weekly payments, they're just gonna hold that money in an escrow account, collect interest for themselves, and you won't get any benefit. With a bi-weekly payment schedule, that extra payment per year is also gonna shave off 6 to 7 years, and it's gonna save you almost $100,000 in interest. Both of these strategies put you in the driver's seat. You're not just making your regular payments, you're using the system to your advantage and taking years off your debt. But there's one more approach that can speed up your progress even more, especially if you ever come into extra cash or if you want to use a windfall to make a real dent in your loan. Lump sum payments is another strategy that can make a real difference in how quickly you pay off your mortgage. If you get a tax refund, a bonus at work, or any unexpected cash, you can apply that money directly to your loan's principal. Before you do, check your mortgage contract for any prepayment penalties, because some, not all lenders, have a limit on how much you can pay per year. If you're in the clear, even a one-time payment of $5,000 on a $300,000 mortgage at 7% can cut months off your loan and save you thousands in interest. Lump sum payments are most powerful early in your mortgage when interest costs are the highest. So taking advantage of a windfall can really speed things up. You might be thinking, that's great if I have a big chunk of cash, but what if I don't? The good news is you don't need a huge windfall for this strategy to work. Small steady increases to your payment add up over time. For example, if your monthly payment is $2,002 per month, rounding up to $2,100, meaning you're putting almost an extra $100 towards your mortgage principal every month, and over a year, that's more than $1,100 chipped off your balance. And this is all without a major change to your budget. This approach is manageable for most people and helps you pay down your mortgage faster. Now, I know I said there's 3 options. Refinancing is another option worth considering. This means replacing your current mortgage with a new one that has better terms, like a lower interest rate or a shorter repayment period. Switching from a 30-year loan to a 15-year loan can save you close to $200,000 in interest on the same $300,000 mortgage that we've been talking about. The trade-off is your monthly payments are going to be a lot higher, and sometimes the interest rate on a 15-year loan can be different from your current rate. Usually it's going to be lower. It just depends on what the market is doing. I'm not the biggest fan of a 15-year mortgage because what if you lose your job or something happens? Now you're stuck with that huge payment. What you can do is you can actually take that same 15-year payment and apply that to your 30-year mortgage and pay it off in around 15 years and 2 months. One other thing to consider about refinancing is that it also comes with closing costs and fees, so factor those in when you're doing the math. Combining these strategies, whether it's making a lump sum payment when you can, rounding up your payments, or refinancing to a shorter term, put you in control of your mortgage. Each step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to owning your home outright. And while the numbers are important, the real benefit is what it means for your day-to-day life and your future. Taking control of your mortgage payoff opens up more options for your financial future. Remember, 1 extra payment per year, splitting payments bi-weekly, and using a lump sum or refinance can all move you closer to a debt-free home ownership. But before you get started, always check with your mortgage servicer and look at your paperwork to make sure that you're not running into any prepayment penalties and to make sure that your lender will actually let you do this. Most importantly, start by looking at your budget and see which strategy fits your situation. If you want to see which mortgage strategy works out best for your situation, try out the free mortgage calculator. I'll link it below in the comments and let me know which one works best for you.